Friends, my this series, as always, I am getting one or the other stalwart from in their field, and we are going to have some discussions on some important topic, especially the topic with which lot of patients we are getting, and with and for which lot of young doctors are having lot of queries. So today with me, my very dear friend Dr. Shirish Malde has joined. So first of all, I want to say thank you to Dr. Malde that in spite of being such a short notice, you have accepted the invitation. Really a big salute to you. I also know that your schedule is also very busy. We always return at same
Right.
time from the OPD, but for creating the awareness and for spreading the education, this is the small initiative what we have started. So let me give the brief introduction of Dr. Malde. Dr. Malde is a private practitioner in Mumbai and in Borivali and Dadar since 25 years. He is ex-joint secretary of National KESPI, and he has presented many scientific papers in various platforms and a prominent columnist in Marathi and Gujarati newspapers. He is actively involved in giving the sexuality education amongst the children and young adults for all walks of life. So, earlier, I had done one webinar with Dr. Malde sir on the same topic related to the sex toys and sexual medicine. So that was highly appreciated by all. So today we thought that we can do the same topic on the Facebook Live and YouTube Live. So more or it can reach to more audience, and more and more person will be benefited. So a warm welcome to you, Dr. Shirish.
Thank you, ma'am.
So yeah.
It's my pleasure to be here on this platform and having some efforts to spread the academic and the factual knowledge to the masses.
Thank you.
That's
Thank you
really a
so
nice
much.
initiative.
Thank you so much. So now my first question to you, as we are discussing related about the sex toys and sexual medicine, as we are getting lot of patients, lot of youngsters are coming to us. They are having lot of queries related to the sex toys. What the information they are getting, half knowledge from the YouTube or from some other social networks. So they are having lot of confusions, and lot of patients I am seeing of this vaginal infections also, they are using the sex toys. So my first question to you, that what are these sex toys, why it's the name is given like that?
Well, it's an interesting story.
Yeah.
They are known as sex toys because they are made up of rubber and plastic, like most of the other children toys are, but they resemble somewhere like the human genitalia, men and women both. So, in the history, if you see, much before the vacuum cleaner and washing machine were invented, this kind of a electric operated sex toys were there way before these two common gadgets. Uh, Almost more than 110 years back, even these electric massagers were used as stimulating the genital organs. So they are named as sex toys, and also some people, on a more on an academic side, can be renamed as a marital aid also.
Okay.
Now,
That.
as the name suggests, there are two main reasons. For which these gadgets were invented. Number one, they are here to enhance the sexual pleasure between two partners. And in some cases, they themselves act as a partner, or they can replace the partner, or they become the partner for people who do not have partner. So this is how the concept goes for sex toys.
Thank you so much. May I request you, Dr. Malte, will you please share the screen of the live? So आपके टाइमलाइन पे दिख रहा होगा, तो अगर आप शेयर कर दोगे तो आपके टाइमलाइन पर भी लाइव जाने लगेगा.
How do you do that?
You go to my timeline, it will visible, it's going live. आपको खाली वो शेयर करना है, शेयर करते ही वो आपके टाइमलाइन पर भी लाइव जाएगा. Maybe you go to the Facebook.
Okay.
Huh. And you can see in my profile the program is going live. You just share it. Friends, meanwhile, if there are any questions, we are happy to take your questions. You can put in the chat box, or those who have joined via YouTube can also put the comment. So we will like to give the all the answers. मिला आपको मालते सर? As with this topic, we are getting lot and lot of queries, lot of patients, lot of youngsters are coming. Ha, yeah, yeah. Have you done it?
Yes, yes, I did it.
Yeah,
I did it.
yeah, yeah.
Did-
Great. Huh. Yeah.
Yes.
So now my next question to you, that
Yeah.
now what types of the sex toys are available? As market is full of, sometimes some patients, youngsters are coming to me and asking me, "Ma'am, हम कौन सा toy ले सकते हैं? We have seen the dildo, we have seen the different toys. So which one is best? And what are the safety measures and what are how to clean that? I want that you should give some uh, information about that."
Oh, sure. Ma'am. As I told you, the sex toys can be broadly classified into two categories. Number one, the toys which themselves resemble like a genital organs, and most single people can use it, or just like mimicking the sexual act, they can help a person to have sexual gratification by using them. So these are some toys for men, like the artificial vagina, which is known as flush. Then there are similar sex toys for women, which resemble the male erect penis. Some of them they do come with vibrator, and some of them may not have vibrator. They are simple, plain artificial penis. Those with vibrator can have again multiple of variety. There are some toys which have another small arm which can stimulate the clitoris, and the main vibrator is placed inside the vagina to reach up to the G spot and other erotic zones inside the vagina. So then there are certain other gadgets like vibrating condoms. There is a small ring and a very small vibrator is attached to this condom ring. So when person puts on and has a penetrative sexual intercourse, this small vibration gives direct stimulation to the partner's clitoris. Then there are the erotic clothings. We all know that the semi nudity is always more exciting than the full nudity. So
Correct.
these are revealing clothes, some transparent clothes, which when put on by a mostly female partner can give a significant arousal to their male partners. So nowadays, if you see the lingerie shops, they are full of such clothes which enhance the visual sexual stimulation for me.
Very true. Very correct. Very correct.
Then there are some porn literature in terms of visual and reading also. Erotic stories in vernacular language and English language are something which turns on many people. Many people. I mean, there are many platforms where such stories are written that a girl went to cousin's home and then he found some boy and then they indulged into sexual act, and the description in the vivid description is such that it titillates many persons reading it. Then there are sex furniture. You will be surprised to know that there are some furnitures which facilitates the various positions to be assumed by couple while having sexual intercourse. So these are the various types of. Now we come to the toys which resemble the genitals. So
Correct.
here, the man or women they directly use this to have contact with the genitals, so that it gives very titillating stimulations and can reach the person can reach orgasm by using this. Now, most of them may involve penetration or insertion inside the body, and just like any other foreign body, one has to be very meticulous about the cleanliness and hygiene part of it.
Correct.
So when man uses such toys, he reaches orgasm, and man always ejaculates after reaching orgasm. So the gadgets automatically gets soiled with the semen. So if this semen is not wiped off completely and the gadget is not sterilized completely, there are chances that the gadget can become a site of microorganisms. The microorganisms can grow over the semen stains. And so as for the artificial penis also, when it is inserted inside the vagina to stimulate the G spot and also the clitoris. So there are a lot of vaginal lubrication and secretions on it. So after use, one has to be very clear to use this. Just you cannot keep it aside and use it for the next session. So some basic cleaning is required. If they are electronic gadgets, one should see that the water does not touch it. Otherwise, the simple gadgets can be washed easily with detergent, soap, and water. And for some very meticulous persons, they can use some disinfectant like Dettol, Sidex, and even the disinfectants, which were very popular in COVID time. They can also be used effectively to clean this device. And after use, they should be stored in a clean, dry place. Of course, I mean, it should not be kept in a place where everyone can access it. But yes, one has to keep it in a clean place.
Very true, very true. Thank you. Thank you so much for such practical tips. Yes, it is very important if you are using the sex toy post using, also the proper cleanliness is very, very important, because sometimes we are seeing the patients, the couples are coming to us and telling, ma'am, we are using, we are getting more pleasure, but I don't know, a post sex toy, every time she gets the infection. So once we take the history, detailed history, then it come to know there's no proper washing. वो खाली गीले कपड़े से, या कुछ कपल ने तो मुझे ऐसा भी बताया कि खाली वो टिश्यू पेपर से वाइप करके उसको पैक में रख के अंदर कबट में रख देते हैं. सो यस, एज डॉक्टर मालदे हैज वेरी क्लियरली एक्सप्लेन, yes, itself is a source of the microorganism. अगर proper cleaning नहीं होगी तो of course the chances of infection are high.
Right.
So here, out of the way, I'm asking related to this lubricants, because sometimes these youngsters ask me, "Ma'am, is it necessary to use the lube while using the sex toys?" So, what's your opinion?
Uh, well, most sex toys will have dry surface.
Yeah,
By default, they will be dry. Usually, when person himself or herself is aroused well, they will lubricate well. But in some cases, when there is an inadequate lubrication, these dry objects, the dry sex toy may cause some kind of discomfort when they are inserted inside. So that's number one thing. And number two, uh, many women may prefer little larger sex toys than the natural ones. The width of the sex toy or
yeah,
the girth may be little larger than the natural penile size. So in that case also, being a little tighter space, once when it is tried to introduce, the lubrication is must, so that it minimizes the friction between the two surfaces, and the chance of discomfort and some superficial skin abrasions will be reduced. And many people who have fantasy, or who want to use this in anus, for anal penetration. We know that the anus is a much tighter structure as compared to the vagina, and the anal sphincter is by default is a tight structure. So while applying little force to insert these gadgets, lubrication would be mandatory to facilitate penetration and entry, and also to reduce the friction.
Thank you so much. And related to this lubricant only, there are market is these days is full of different kind of lubes. So
Yes.
there are a lot of OTC lubes are also available. तो ये भी एक बहुत common query होती है. And sometimes the couples are coming and telling us we are using the saliva, we are using the coconut oil, and to the
Mm.
heights. I had one couple today. They told me, "Ma'am, we are using the cold pressed oil. We have
Oh.
heard somewhere or read somewhere that with the cold pressed oil, the chances of infection are less." I thought this is something new for me, that with the cold pressed oil.
Uh,
So,
this is marketing by cold press oil to another level, I would
yeah,
say. So rather than using refined oil, they are using cold press oil.
cold pressed
So,
oil. Yeah.
no, no. Joke apart, oil usually need to be avoided as a lubricant for the genital area, for the simple reason that even after use and even after having a successful and satisfactory session, the oil doesn't get completely washed away by the vaginal lubricant. And even after using soap and detergent, sometimes the deeper areas in the vagina may not get degreased. So this oil can act as a grease and it can attract more dirt and microorganisms. So water soluble jellies are the preferred lubricant. And nowadays, as the more and more creativity is seen in such products also, you see many flavored
Yeah.
lubricants are there. Many fruit flavored lubricants are there, which facilitates the lubricant part. But apart from this, for many couple who indulge into the orogenital intercourse or orogenital sexual activities, for them, even a partner ingesting some lubricant also, becomes little more pleasurable for them because it's a flavored lubricant.
Very true, very true. Thank you so much. As you told correctly about the sex furniture also. So yes, related to that also these days a lot of advertisements also we are seeing.
Right.
So
In
we started,
fact, in
yeah,
fact,
yeah.
I would say the just 2 days back,
Uh-huh.
just randomly scrolling the Facebook, I came across a advertisement from a reputed hotel in Goa
Okay.
on booking.com where they
Um,
have shown one sex furniture as a I mean this facilities is also available in our suite. So this is how they have marketed this as an this sex furniture, sex toy furniture in their room for
yeah.
mostly the honeymoon couple or couple who wants to have a great time in their hotel in Goa. So they have
Mhm.
included this as one of the furniture in their room, and they were quite highlighting it prominently on
Okay.
booking.com.
Okay, great. These days, the marketing has gone
Yes,
all the heights.
right.
So, yeah, as we know about the sex toys and the pros and cons, so will you tell us that what are the benefits of these sex toys?
Uh, Sex pleasure, this that is something most couple look for in their sexual activities, whether they are newly married couple or the couple who are married for 1 or 2 decades. Sometimes they want to break the monotony and they want to experiment something new amongst themselves. So for them, the sex toys give very good relief and something adds or spices up their sex life. By various means, they can be used. Most of the Ullu series, the Alt Balaji web series, and there is another OTT platform, Ullu. There you see most of these couples have used either the handkerchiefs, the handcuffs, which are tied on the cord, and then they go for sexual intercourse. Then either they put a black ribbon in front of the eye, and they want to live out their many fantasies like that. So this kind of a furniture or erotic clothings, can enhance their sex life. And yes, for many people, where reaching orgasm is difficult, this condition is seen more commonly with the women. Despite having a very good relation, very good interpersonal sharing between the partners, many women find it difficult to reach orgasm when they do have sexual intercourse. So these sex toys can definitely facilitate their orgasm reaching potential. So once they use it with a stronger stimulation, because these are ultimately machines, so they provide more stronger stimulation, more longer stimulation, and with their use, there are very good and high chances that the women will reach orgasm. And once they reach orgasm, they know what orgasm is, because orgasm is something which cannot be described. It's like sneezing, you cannot describe. So
Very true.
many couple who come to us and they say, "Ki, my wife doesn't reach orgasm. I do everything. I have tried even many techniques to delay my ejaculation. Still, she doesn't reach orgasm." Because often many women have not known the potential of the clitoris and other erotic parts around the vulva. So sex toys help them explore the potential of the sensuality around the vulvas. So for such couples, sex toys definitely breaks the ice, and helps them to reach climax, and thus facilitate a good marital bond between the couple. So this is one use, enhancing sexual pleasure. Another use which we have been using it since more than 3 decades is in infertility clinics. If you see, when the semen sample is required for insemination, either in the procedure like intrauterine insemination, or some of the in vitro fertilization, commonly test tube, we call it test tube baby. So वहां पर जब सीमेन की रिक्वायरमेंट होती है, तो husband under pressure sometimes is not able to give sample, because he is ultimately a human being, not a machine. I mean, there is no press button on the body which can you can press and get the semen sample. So he has to have arousal, and under tremendous pressure, and in the clinic environment when there is a no good privacy available, many men fail to give semen sample. So we use some massager and artificial vagina like structure to stimulate this man so that they can reach orgasm and can give semen sample. And thus many ART procedures were salvaged and saved by having the timely semen sample available by use of sex toys. So this is
Sex
another
toys.
use of the sex toys.
Very correct. Because yes, being an infertility specialist, yes, we so many times we advise about the vibrator also. Yeah, as you have correctly mentioned.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, Dr. Maldev, what is the legal status about the sex toys in India? Is the sex toys are legal uses is legal in India, or any pros and cons with this?
Uh, well, as far as legality is concerned, they lie in the gray zone, I would say. Earlier, when IPC was there, Indian Penal Code, which was, stating that one cannot sell, one cannot give such objects on hire, something like that, or for public exhibition also, one cannot put anything like that. And our society being one of the hypocrite society, we consider that use of sex toys is immoral. if anyone wants to enhance the sexual pleasure, we have a habit of looking as if they are committing some crime, as if they are indulging into some kind of illegal drugging, or they are indulging in some kind of immoral activity. So there is many people have a very thin line between the sexual perversions and tendency for using sex toys. So those who wanted to use sex toys are usually seen as if they are sex perverts. So even the law is also very silent on this. It says neither this side nor this side, but the law implementers, mainly the police people and many custom officers, once someone is bringing it from the foreign land, and if you declare it to the customs that yes, I have got this object, or if they find it in your baggage, they look upon you as if you have brought some 2 kg of cocaine or charas or ganja.
Correct, 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 correct.
And then some pressure tactics are used. अरे ये हम डिक्लेयर कर देंगे, आप 5,000 दीजिए इसको रिलीज करने का. So just like the section 377 was more abused by our law people, same way even this is also in the gray zone. However, in the four wall of confinement, any couple who indulges or uses any of these sex toys are absolutely legal and they are not breaking any law. Yes, but
Yes,
selling is yet, even after now IPC being replaced by Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita, BNS, but still the status of sex toy have remained the same in a cloudy zone or in a gray zone. So this is it. But using it is definitely not illegal. Is not illegal, but selling may attract. But there are some people who have found loopholes into it. There are many online platforms now available in our country also who are supplying these sex toys at your doorstep against COD.
yes. Very nicely you have explained and covered all the things. So before we wind off, so my last question is from my side. Is there any red flag signs while using with sex toys? Though you have
Uh,
mentioned in earlier also, but before
yeah,
wind up, I want that there should be a take-home message that what will be the what are the red flag signs? Hmm.
yeah. Once again, I will classify this into two things. It is always said that a tea is always poisonous, is always
Yes. Uh-huh.
किसी भी चीज का जब अति उपयोग होता है तब वो जहरीला हो जाता है, वो विष हो जाता है. दिस इज व्हाट इज आवर संस्कृत सेइंग. So something similar analogy can be applied here as well. So I would classify this science into two categories: physical and psychological. Uh, I would consider take up first physical because we have already discussed it partly earlier. Physical use में one has to see that the hygiene is maintained very meticulously, and they should not be just used like chappals. I mean, you may be not very serious about your chappals and footwear because वो तो पैर में पहनना है. But the sex toys have to be used with our intimate parts. So one has to maintain the hygiene and cleanliness very well. Of course, privacy should also be maintained. Second thing, try not to use oversized objects, whether it is a vaginal penetration or anal penetration, just to derive more pleasure. Don't use the larger object, and see that the objects do not get inserted completely. We have seen not very uncommon, but we have seen with many. colorectal surgeons clinics that these objects, when inserted inside the vagina, inside the colon, the rectum, they have reached far into the large intestine also. Many
Okay.
of such dildos, many of these artificial penis have reached, and so it is difficult for them to bring it out, and one needs endoscope to take it out. So these are little extreme cases, but yes,
Cases.
one has to take care that they are not inserted completely in, and they should not be too large enough, else they can make the part really lax. And once they become lax, often the normal intercourse with the humans, with another partner, the other partner may find it quite loose for penetration. So this is physical aspect. Psychologically, one should see that they can be used as a substitute to sex partner for those who do not have partner temporarily or permanently. Okay, temporarily means partner has gone abroad or is not available, or is away from home for few months. So these are temporary conditions, and permanent means those who are unmarried or separated, divorcee, and for whom the partner is not available. So they can use it, but when partner is available and when you are using to enhance sexual pleasure, you see many men have that kind of a inner sense of insecurity, that whether this dildo, whether this vibrator will replace me or not. Many men do have this mild fear in their heart. If my wife starts using it, then I will be redundant. She will completely embrace this device because it is designed to give more sexual pleasure as compared to the human being, because they are mechanical device. They vibrate more stronger, they last longer as long as the battery is there. So many men have this insecurity that we will become redundant, and same way the female can also have that kind of tendency. So one have to be meticulous enough to see that their usage is to enhance pleasure between the two couples, and that's all. It should not be a kind of dependency or total addiction to a particular gadget. So these are the red flag sign one should consider while using these toys. Otherwise, these are extremely good objects, even though not easily available and in a gray zone in the uh, legal perspective. But yes, medically, the doctors can sometimes take a lead and try to sensitize the government and the lawmakers to make necessary amendments into the law to legalize such objects. Many sociologists believe that once you make these sex toys available, the atrocities or the coercion against the women, the forceful intercourse with the women partner, like marital rape, will definitely reduce, because men will have another alternative when the partner is not available or not willing for intercourse. So many sociologists they believe that the rate of rape will go considerably down if sex toys are made available in the society and if they are legalized. So let's
Yeah.
hope coming time will we will see more progress on this
More
aspect.
progress. Yes, yes.
Yeah.
So thank you so much, Dr. Malde sir, for clarifying so many doubts. Uh, Let me check if there are any questions. No, currently there are no questions because you have explained all the things very nicely. What are the common queries what we are getting from the doctors and the public? I have chosen that questions only. So with this, we will wind up for today. Thank you once again,
Thank you.
and yeah, and thank you, dear friends who have or who all have joined. I will be back soon. Now, coming 2 3 days, it is not possible. Then Monday, I have planned for a webinar. Then Monday, I will post the flyer by tomorrow. So stay tuned and stay connected, and do let's share and exchange our academic knowledge. So more and more person will be benefited. Why? Because knowledge is the power. Knowledge always increases by sharing. With this, I will wind off. Bye bye. Good night. Thank you. Thank you
Yeah.
once again, Dr. Malde.
Thank you, ma'am, and good night all.
Good night. Good night.